Hello everyone, just give me 1 second, please. Just getting it live now. Oh. There we go, and we should be live in both spots now. If everything's worked, fingers crossed. Yep. Right. And there we go. So, hello, hello, hello. Look at that. Oh, I've just there. We should be all good. Oh, hello, Kelly. Okay. Well, and Diane and Diana, sorry. And now let's get started. So, this is what we did last week. And this week I thought we could do something a little bit bee themed. You know what I mean? So we've got this lovely exclusive bee serviette, which only will come in the mixed media bundle only. I've got a piece of watercolor paper just in case. One of our new chipboards, the Fairyland door. Yes.
When you went back over?
Yeah. Some tree color cuts. And a few Coachgun color cuts, but I don't think I will actually use these. I'm just going to pop them on the other side. And then I have a few other rice papers to go with my kind of bee type theme. Oh, hello, Di. Hello, Tina and Dawn. So let's get started. So I thought what we could do tonight is have some rice paper fun and a little bit of fun with our serviette here and kind of build a bit of a scene. But instead of working wet on wet on wet, what we do is we cut this piece of watercolor paper down to size so then we can just layer it up as we go. And I think we might actually do this on one page, just so then we don't do spine damage. So I reckon, yeah, we might, just because we're in overlap, won't be good at all. So let's come in, and first we're going to have to cut our piece of watercolor paper down. So I'm just going to grab the trimmer and a ruler real quick. So it's about 5 3/4 inches wide, our page. However, we don't want to go right up to the spine, as that would make it somewhat a little bit difficult to fold over. So what we want to do instead is we want to probably cut it to about 5 1/4, and we're going to compensate. Oh, actually, let's go 5 1/2. Yep, and we'll make sure that we can't really see that we've got a gap near the spine. Lots of paint. Right, so that's done there. And then let's see. Yeah, you can't really tell. It's about 1/4 inch on each side. So now we're just going to come in, and you can either cut or rip. your piece is. So then what happens is at the very end, all of them are ripped now, so we might as well just come in and rip this one. So the very end, we line it all up and we get ourselves a little bit of a seam. But what we've actually done is we've made our scenery bits here into like bite-sized chunks. Hold up. Oh dearie. Doctor. What have you done? No, it's just not showing the full page. 1 second. I think I have it at full extension. No, you've got to. We did it last week. What's that? No, you're not high enough. You're not full extension here. You'll have to help. Where? Oh, there we go. Top one. Okay. You have to be there. Right. There. Right, that's the floor. Thanks. Okay. Hopefully that is better. Oh, hello, Karen. Sorry about that. Right, let's just come in. What we're going to do is we're going to move our art journal out of the way because we're going to work on each one of these pieces separately. And we're going to make them like a little bit, has anyone done like serendipity type stuff before? We did it in the Tranquility Retreat. I don't know if we've done it since.
Yeah, we were talking about on the weekend. Some people want to know what serendipity is.
It's a really cool feature. It's something great way to use up scraps is what I think of it. So, right, let's come in and what I want to do is, because we're building a landscape and each one of our scenes, I'm trying to actually remove the bottom layer of this here while I'm talking, and I'm not going very well. Is that a personal word? Okay. Alright, some background noise. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Dawn. Sorry that it wasn't right the first time round. So, we want each one of these layers, look at that. Just removing the backing means that it's easier to glue. So
the serviette's not as stable as our stuff.
Yeah, so the serviette's not as stable as our stuff, and this will only come in the mixed media bundle, just as a heads up. We don't sell them separately. As I source them when we go away, and we just go into shops, and then I see stuff I want to make with. It's probably not the best thing to do. Hello, Anna. I think that's how you say your name. I'm so sorry. Right, so we want to make each one of these different, but still kind of a little bit themed. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 type rice paper patterns, and we'll see how we go. So, and also wanted to use, because like we're going into stencils here a little bit. Not the grid. Wanted to use this flowery type one, but then also ones like this dot. And then where is this one here? Hey, Mum. Did you put in the thing over here the ones from, not the big B, I want the small B, from the weekly class kit that you use with Boho Beauty. That diamondy one.
Which one was that?
It's the one that's got like a little bit of texture in one spot and then a flourish down the bottom. Is it still on your desk or is it in the tube? Oh, bugs. So I'm just coming out and grabbing a few. Probably won't use all of these. Oh, we could do a fence.
I thought it had ended up in there.
It probably has. I'm just having a look now.
Oh, found a. Did I teach that class or did you?
You did. Oh, look, there's that one.
Oh, look, I found a second zigzag ruler.
Oh. Second C's. Oh, there's another hexagon.
Oh, we might need to go through this pile. We've got all our pastimes left over there.
Yay. Did you know that we had 2 ice cream stencils?
Yes.
Mm,
I told you already had it when you brought it home.
news to me.
I do not know where that stencil is.
Okay, it's definitely not in this file. Right, we will have... I'll look for that later. It's all good.
It'll be somewhere. I think we need
Oh.
to body our desks this weekend.
No. Time desk. Easter. Butterfly. Right.
There's no Friday night scrap along too.
Oh, there's no Friday night scrap along. There you guys go. It's...
Well, everyone's going to be home.
Yeah, we're
Both the
having...
boys have come home. Well, one boy's already home. The other one will be home. So
Yeah.
only got like 2.5 days.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to be spending time together. Right, so let's get started here. So what we want to do is we want to come and do a little bit of stenciling on all of our pieces here, and then a bit of stamping, and then we're going to rip up our rice paper and put a little bit of it down. And if we want to come back in with the stencil and have it as the main feature, that's when we do it then. And we're going to have a few different colors that we're going to stencil with, because obviously in a landscape there's different colors that come about. So we're going to have this greeny type cerise one. It's quite a pale. You guys can see all the way over there, hey? Oh. And then we're going to get a pastel iris as well. And we're just going to put a bit of a darker, this, I can't pronounce it, Mostral green. This smidge grass green. To that, and then purple metallic into our iris. Just a smidge, and then we're going to have, I think, 2 different yellows. We're going to have this medium yellow. This lemon yellow. Because we've got like this bee type theme going. Well, I'm going to make it happen. So, you know, a few different ones. And this burnt sienna brown. Now let's come in. Where's that blending brush of ours that we have on this desk here? I took a few of my blending brushes into work, so I've only got limited ones on my desk at the moment. But we've also got our chubby brush, which is cool as a cucumber, and I think, yeah. So let's come in. Oh, and we also have these gesso brushes, which are great for stenciling if you want like just like a light, smooth layer. So we might do something like that. But let's come in and start off light and big. So All of them don't need to have the same patterns over and over again on them. You can mix it up. You can have 1 or 2 with similar patterns. It's just about getting them a bit textured. So what's that? That's this honeycomb stencil. Or a hive one. I'll read out the name in a second. We make up some random names. Oh, almost honeycomb. Look at that, because it is almost honeycomb. That makes sense, actually. Alright, so we'll stick that stencil there. And then maybe we'll come in with some brick next. And let's actually, we'll leave the brick until later. Let's use these circles and do some of our greeny colour. I'm also going to blending brush that on. So it's just about coming in and adding layer upon layer to our layers of our landscape. And then we're just going to add in, yeah, thumbnail lifted, that's okay. Go, bit of a fern one. Now, what if we come in with this sienna? That's cyan brown, and then just add it in there. And add some of it in the middle. Some of it in on this one.
We talked about that. I bought 3 eyes.
And then,
Want to try them?
what if we do?
This one's for me.
A bit of the purple maybe, but I think we might need a different brush for that. So we might actually switch out now and clean out our blending brush that we've got several different colors with on it. Just put it over here. And then let's grab out, I might actually try out the gesso brushes for size. So we're just going to grab.
Why, is there one there you want to try? Yeah. No, that's traditional. That's not what you're after. That's not the direction we're heading into those books. That is not the correct direction. These books are all that's a different direction.
Some of our purple. I'm just going to
found a tub.
Scrape it. Oh, beautiful. The important thing with using the gesso brush with the stencils is that you just go in one direction. You don't try pushing too hard. You keep a nice flat edge and you just keep going backwards and forwards, because eventually you get it down dark enough. Just my head on there. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still getting quite used to the new camera. Okay, and then some flowers on this one, I think. Once again, they don't have to be perfect. And then, if we just put these stencils to one side and hold them out as potential candidates for a little bit more, and then come in with our stamps, and let's see, we get this medium yellow we put down. I'm just putting him down in a few spots. There we go. So a bit of the bees, and then, so really random. It doesn't have to be all spot on. What if we then came in and we did some purple sketchy circles. Okay, and then this one here. I'll do a few honeycomb. Okay, oh, sorry. Okay, and then let's just grab a little bit more. That one, get rid of the excess paint of our hands. I don't know if I'm going to use those ones just yet. We might later on, so we'll put those with the stencils that we've got. Now, let's come in and add some of these ones down. I'm going to use clear gesso because I forgot to grab some glue balls at the shop today. So we're just gonna have to live with clear gesso tonight. It's the same, it's nearly the same thing. It's a little bit more liquidy. It doesn't have as much body to it, so it's not really good if you're looking to do thick collage. If you're only going to do a little bit of rice powder and stuff, clear gesso does the trick. It's all right. We are using the textured mart stuff tonight, so let me just show you that real quick. See? So it's the textured clear gesso. Now let's come in. Put a few points of that serviette up. All right. And then let's grab a little bit of this one here. I'm not being really specific, so I'm not going to bother with trying to feather my rice paper out. Instead, I'm just going to use my hands. This is the Soft Galaxy rice paper print from Happyland 2. Well, from Happyland that I'm using. So it'd be a nice little contrast. And then let's come in and do the next lot. So there's just a little bit of this tropical leaves. And Tropicana. We're not looking to cover all of our stenciling either. We're just, once again, looking to do a bit random. If you have little scraps at home, this would be the perfect time to do it. I actually don't think we need that greenwood, so we might put that one to one side. And now let's just come in real quick and stick these ones down. So just a little bit, it's exactly like gel medium, but the clear gesso on the back, on the piece of paper that you're going to stick it to, and then over top. Anyone have any questions so far? Or are we all just going to trust the process? Okay, I'm just being a little bit more careful with the serviette one because it's a lot thinner than our rice paper. A bit easy to mozzarate. Okay. And then we just come in and just keep, yeah, so it is a lot like gel medium. It's just thinner. So gel medium is, I find, easier to use for sticking down rice paper. The body of it just makes it, I find it a little bit more comfortable. But you can use clear gesso. It's just a bit liquidy. I don't recommend it for thick collage, obviously. Like if you're gonna do more than just like one layer of rice paper down, like when we go to stick these pieces down, we're not going to use clear gesso because it wouldn't be heavy enough to stick it to the piece of paper. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use modeling paste. And then there's that one. And I'll lift these up once I'm done this bit because then we've got to decide the order in which they're going to go on our page. So we'll give them a bit of a bit more paint on them. A little bit more Pacific with our paint colors when we go to, once we decide the order of our layers. And one of them we might decide to put a fence on or a door or something. So still a bit of a backing layer on this bit. Right. And there's that one. And now this is just a little bit larger than what we were suddenly dealing with. Oh, that's right. We keep the seal in our clear gesso just because we don't really find that we use it regularly enough not to keep the seal on it, and we also have humidity here, so we don't want the paint to dry on us, so we actually just decant it and keep the seal inside of the lid. Although I keep forgetting. Even though Mum and I set the system up together. Alright, there we go. So a bit of gesso down. Up, stick down, and then let's okay, and look at that. Right, now let me lift these up so you can see what we're looking at. Because it's a little bit far away, isn't it? So we've got segment 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to really keep that flower there, so I'm just like being very careful with it. And 5. Now we have to decide how we'd like these to go. So I was thinking we could do something like this. So, and then we're gonna like put a little bit of paint color on each one and let it drip. I was also thinking we could come in and put some trees between each segment when we stick it down. So I'll just like give you a bit of a preview. It's like a tree in there. Tree over here. We don't have to fussy cut them either. It's amazing. And a tree up here. No, just a few trees. And then I was also thinking that for this one here, we could come in and stencil maybe a little bit of fence on that one. Like make it the main stencil. And then up here we could do some of these shiny pattern on the top one because it'll be like sky. So we're going to go from like green to purple, if that makes sense. So we're just going to start off with getting our paintbrush. Just going to get a little bit of water on it. And let's come in, actually think of a little bit of this yellow, the light yellow, and a bit of our pastel cerise, and come in, put down a bit of the paint, and let a little bit of it drip down and in. So it just adds a little bit of color to it and makes it a bit different. And then in the next section, we just come in and we do this green now with a little bit of the darker green. and let it just kind of do a bit of a wash over top of our stencil pattern. And we're gonna slowly move them off to the side. And we'll remove our tree real quick. And this one here, if we come in and we do like the full on monstrous green. And come in and just let it once again wash over even our rice paper there. And then we might make this one here a bit of a mountain type scapey one. So let's come in with the brown, burnt cyan, or cyan. Oh, and then like we're just putting a bit of the paint at the top and then really coming in and letting it wash over our colors. So it's not like a thick, like we're just painting it flat out that color. We can kind of still see the other colors behind and the patterns, just not at the full vibrancy that they were beforehand. And then let's get our purple. And then just come in and do that one. And now we just come in and set these on top of each other. Look at that, and it looks like a landscape. Yay! And then I think we might do is we're going to add, I reckon, the fence now, and we might add the other like shiny detail after we stick them all down in the journal. So just going to put the fence across our second one here. Going to grab our stencil brush or our jumbo brush and the brown we've got out and just come in, and I know the camera's going to shake and I'm sorry. Dab it up and down. And then there we go. There's our fence, and then, oh, dearie me. Well-used paintbrush. I just really need to stick it back together. I feel like a 3-second job too. Okay. Then, yeah. Boom. Look at that. Okay, so let's grab our art journal out. our modeling paste, a palette knife, and I'm going to squeezy that one over to that side. Move these ones here just over slightly. Move the water tub out of the way. Modeling paste. Now, our modeling paste that we sell comes with a plastic seal, so you just want to make sure you keep that so you can stick it back on top once we're done with use. Now we want to make sure we get this up the right way. Yep, so that's the right way there. Now what we want to do is we want to give a pretty good thick coat of our modeling paste across our page. This is not going to dry quickly on us. Even up in central Queensland, it does not dry quickly at all on us. So it might dry fairly quickly in Townsville during summer though, or Cairns, in the north regions. Right, so let's come in. I'm just going to grab a fair chunk of modeling paste. Now I would let each segment dry if you were doing this at home. Make it a little bit easier on yourselves. Then let's stick this one here at the base and lift that top bit up. So then what we can come and do next is once again, we just want to make sure we keep our palette knife clean during this too. We don't want to get colour into our modeling paste tub because then it's a bugger to get out and it does destroy the paste. Makes it go clumpy. There we go, and we just slide it in to see how much height we want. I'm going to lift it up now so you can see that a little bit. There we go. And once again, it's like buttering bread. So make sure you get it pretty fairly across. And then next layer. Dear Lordy, I've got my head in it again. Okay, let me try and do this without getting my head in it. Should be fun and interesting. Okay. Lift, put in the side. Okay. And last layer. Now you can see why we made that bit of the gap at the spine there. And we've kind of got a little bit of that on the other page, but we can flick that one off. Right. Now, before we get too far, what I want to come and do is I want to come back in with this brown because I got modeling paste over top of it. Just reinvigorate it a little bit. Don't stick that on the modeling paste top. And then we actually come in and we stick this down firmly there. It's going to be kind of like night sky. Look at that. There we go. And then Mealy, I need a stencil washed. Just grabbing my stencil washer. I'll lift it up in a second, I promise. Let's just put that seal back on that modeling paste. Can you wash that? Like, put it in the sink and let it soak in the bathroom, please. I'll wash it afterwards. Right, now that we've got that dealt with, let's lift up. Put a bit of glue on the back of our trees. Have a good sticking time. Now, this is not the only thing that we're going to do on the background. We're also going to add a little bit of watercolor to get a bit more of a defined layering between all of our different bits and pieces pulled out. But I'm not going to put any clear gesso over top of our trees. And some of them will look like a little bit like bushes because I stick them far enough in. And then I think just one more up here. So it's up to you how many trees you put in realistically. Right, so it looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay. Now let's grab our watercolors. We might actually hit the heat tool a little bit. Just on top to dry some of the clear gesso that we did for the collage bits. Okay, now let's come in. And then what we're actually going to do is set our art journal on top of the modeling paste there. So we've got this downwards motion coming, and then we might actually start in the middle range here. Start with a bit of a darker green. We just start in by, do the first one up close, again. Sliding in that darker watercolor tone underneath. Really getting that layer there. And then the next one we might come and get this like that umber one, and then we'll come and do it on this one here. And then it's just coming in, and once again sliding it in. We might even put a little bit of black in there. Just a smidge. Not to overpower it. But just to get it moving. There we go. And then, I know this looks really odd how it's working upside down, but it makes a lot of sense for me to show you it up close. And then if we get any drippies, they go where we can see them. The next bit is that greeny color. So we're just going to come in with not the darkest green in our palette, but the one up from that. If we just...
How are we going? Good?
Yeah, see?
Oh, that's fabulous. Love it.
Yeah. We just come in, sorry, and I'll set it a bit more comfortably on my arm. Because I think I'm just going to do all the layers of this watercolor technique up close, then you guys can see the change in it. It's a very small thing and you can't really see it with your eye a lot of the time. For some of the layers, especially the brown layer, you really can't see it. But when you flip it back around, it really does make all the difference. Like so much difference. And then if we flip it this way, let's come and do that purple. So just grabbing this purple watercolor down here. I can't lift both, sorry. And just coming in. And applying that watercolor down. And then if we come in, and we do the next one. And we're just going to do this on the sky level. So you definitely want to wait until your modeling paste is dry. So then you don't have to do it lightly like I am. You can just come in there and add as much watercolor as you want. And because we're working on a wet one, we're going to have to keep reapplying a lot. The other thing we might do is grab a bit of this purple. Also put it in our sky. But then also grab little bit of the black. There we go. And now, like, we could leave it at that. Doesn't look too bad. In fact, it looks pretty good. But what I want to come and do is add a few flicks of this green. Don't think I'm going to use that chipboard, so I'll move it out of the way. Just a little bit of the flick there. And then what we're also going to come and do just add a bit of the purple. Down the bottom here. And then a little bit of white. So we're just going to lift up grab a little bit of the white. This is a different palette knife this time around. A paintbrush. Grab some of the white off the palette knife. Just come in and add a little bit here. And add a little bit here. And then a little bit up here. Now come in and we just put that in the palette. Let's grab a finer paintbrush. What we're just going to come and do is draw a little bit of our paint colours that we had down as like the original paint colour for that layer on the tips, and one little bit at the base. So then we're going to come in this trace here. We're not going to blend it out too much, we're just adding a little bit of it there, because sometimes our modelling paste does get a little bit too much when we stick it down. A little bit down there. And now oh, thank you. We just need there we go. And then let's come in. And add a bit of this glitter. To it. And there we go. Right, and I think we might be done. It's just about stopping when you're happy with it, but I'm pretty sure I'm just playing with it now. Rightio. Okay, let me lift it up to show you guys because I'm pretty sure it's done. Like, really sure. This here is our scene from tonight. So as you can see, it's pretty well stuck down. And yeah, we've got all the different layers there. And it's just each layer was serendipitously made. Like that was like, there's no, you don't have to draw it. You don't have to really think about how it's going to work. You can just go in and have some fun and lay out the bits. So thank you all for coming. And yeah, I shall see you guys later on the week on our socials. So this week, friendly reminder, on Friday, there is no Friday Night Live on our main Facebook group page or in our YouTube channels, as we'll be home for Easter and we're going to have a bit of a celebration on Friday. Well, a bit of like a get together with family. And then on Tuesday, tomorrow morning, is card making at 9:30 a.m. And then on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. is scrapbooking. And you'll have Mum for both of those. So thank you for coming. And we shall see you throughout the week. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.